What the fuck is going on, guys? It is Jay back with another fucking banger educational YouTube video for you guys. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you guys the exact time window that I use to make $1,000 a day trading the US stock market. And so just to knock this out of the way early, guys, if you are not trading the AM macro from 950 to 1010, you are missing out on serious gains. I'm going to teach you guys exactly how to trade within this time window of 950 to 1010, which is the AM macro in New York session. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how you can catch crazy fucking plays, exactly how I do every single day in the market. Just before we get into it, if you guys want to watch me trade in this time window live, I live stream every single morning inside of my free Discord. All you have to do is click the link in the description of this video to join my free Discord. I live stream in there every single day for completely free at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. And so now that we got the intro knocked out of the way, let's get into actually how to trade the AM macro. Okay, guys, so let's understand why the time frame of time window of 950 to 1010 is so important, right? So we are trading the macro. That is what that is. It is the first macro of New York session, right? So what we trade is the 950 macro, right? So the 950 macro, let's understand what a macro actually is, because there's more than one, but this is the macro that I am trading because I do trade New York Open, and this is the one that generates me, that $1,000 days. So the macro is a time window in the market where price is most likely to expand towards draws in liquidity, right? So in the 950 to 1010 macro, this is a time window when the market is most likely to draw towards areas of liquidity, right? Or expand, or we are most likely to see expansion towards draws in liquidity, right? So meaning we are going to see clean price movement, right? Expansion or displacement, right? That is what we are going to see. So that is going to be at 950, right? So that's going to be 20 minutes into market open. So let's understand what the first 20 minutes of the market open is, right? Because we open at 930, right? I like to call it noise. So the first 20 minutes of market open is just noise, right? I like to call it just noise. So typically what's going to happen in the first 20 minutes of price is going to be false moves as well as manipulation, right? Because if the macro is the time where we're expanding towards draws and liquidity, we are going to manipulate right before, right? So we're going to manipulate, and then once we have taken out the draw, we are likely to expand towards the next draw, right? So we are looking to place our trades inside of the times of 950 to 1010. And more than likely, our setup is going to form before, that 950, right? Like we might see us, come down, market opens, we might see some accumulation, and then, maybe at 940, we come down, we manipulate, we take out maybe a sell side draw, and then, right going into 950 is potentially when we are seeing our entry, right? After a change in the state of delivery, and then we're retracing to a lower time frame imbalance, and then that's where we'll take our entry, and we're sitting right inside of the macro, and we can expect price to now take out the next draw, which in the example I just used would be buy side, right? So let's kind of get into what this will look like on the charts. Alright guys, so looking at this here, this is going to be our first example that we are using. So this is a short opportunity that you could take inside of the time frames of 950 to 1010. So what I see here is I see that NQ at market open is taking out a all-time high. This would be an area where I'm looking to short. As well as we see that we put in an SMT at the highs. We put in a really, really big SMT. You can see NQ takes this high when ES does not take this high. I also see that ES just barely taps into this fair value gap as well as we take our equilibrium, so you can see that we are in premium, we're trading in premium price. I'm expecting a delivery to the downside. So this looks like a really, really solid short setup, and I want to show you guys how we could take this in the macro, right? So you see this SMT gets put in place here, and so you can see right here at about 9:40. Let me move my face. My face is a little bit too big, isn't it? I'll make this smaller. So you can see right at 9:40 we manipulate to take out this high actually here. So you can see we manipulate to take out this pre-market high at 8 o'clock. You can see at 8 o'clock we make this high. We manipulate to take out this pre-market high. And you can see we inverse to the downside this bullish fair value gap. And so you can actually see, when does our macro start? 9:50, right? So you can see at 9:55, after inversing this bullish gap, right, you can see that we actually create a bearish gap, and you can see we retest it right here at 9:55. And so in between the times of 9:50 to 10:10, we are most likely to draw towards the next draw on liquidity. So we had already taken out this buy side draw. So guys, if we take out buy side, we have to take out sell side, right? So like I said, the first 20 minutes is going to be false breakouts, false moves, and market manipulation, right? You can see right at open, which is in the first 20 minutes, we manipulate to take out this high, and then once we enter the macro, we start expanding towards the next draw, right? So we could place our entry here, short, stop at the high, and then I'd more than likely be targeting, probably, we have a bunch of low resistance down here. I wonder what we can see in the 4-hour time frame. I'd probably be targeting this 4-hour fair value gap down here. That's probably what I would target, and you can see that gives us about a 1.3 risk to reward. So that's our take profit here, and boom, this is a very, very solid trade that you would have been able to catch, right? So you can see, if I get this out of our way, right at open, we manipulate to take out this pre-market high. We put in an SMT in place at the highs. At this point I'm expecting displacement to the downside, and you can see we inverse this 5-minute bearish fair value gap, and then we retrace into this 5-minute bearish fair value gap. Excuse me, I meant to say bullish. We retrace into this bearish gap. That is our entry, and that is right in the macro at about 9:57, and we start displacing towards sell side, right? So this is a beautiful, beautiful trade that you could use inside the macro. Alright guys, so I want to show you guys this next example. There is a great buy opportunity that presented itself in the macro. So I want to show you guys this. So looking at the daily time frame, looking at this, I'd probably be bullish right off the bat. I can see that, obviously we're trending up on the 1 hour. 4-hour time frame, you can see we're also bullish. We're kind of sitting in this imbalance here. We are respecting consequent encroachment. We have not had a candle body closure below, so that is a bullish sign. So I'd probably be, again, looking for upside here, just due to the daily time frame telling us bullish, as well as we're sitting in this imbalance. We're respecting consequent encroachment, and so I'd probably be looking for upside here. And so in the 1 hour time frame, you can see we scale down right over to about market open. You can see we have London session low gets taken right at open, and I'd be targeting London session high, or this prominent high. And so when I see London session low get manipulated, let's look on the 1 minute. Oops. Let's look on the 1 minute. So right in the 1 minute, you can see right at open, you can see market opens like right here. We make this false move and we come down, manipulate to also take out these internal relative equal lows, and we start displacing, right? So we start displacing. 950 hits right here, right? So you can see we have a change in the state of delivery right here, and you can see literally as soon as the macro hits at 950, we fill this 1 minute imbalance. I take entry inside of here. I could have stopped down here at the low we put in, and then targeting that London session high. Boom, you can see take profit would have hit around 12, right? So pretty choppy day. I didn't even notice this. Pretty choppy day, but you can see, or you could play it off of this inverse for value gap. Boom, you could play it off this inverse for value gap, and then you could have caught entry right inside the macro right here, or even we can see what the 2 minute looks like. So the 2 minute, we don't really have too much to look at on the 2 minute. Price action doesn't look like it was very good during this day. But yeah, so like 1 minute entry would have been the play here inside of that 1 minute imbalance. You can see right here. So just to break this down again, you can see we have kind of accumulation within here, right? We come down, manipulate here. Boom, kind of take out London session low, and then we displace to the upside. So right here you can see we manipulate down to take out these internal relative equal lows while sweeping London low at about 9. And then, we start displacing the upside. We inverse this 1 minute gap while having a change in the state. And then we retrace this 1 minute imbalance. We take entry with inside there, stop at the low that we put in, and then I'm targeting London session high. So you can see that London session low was taken pre-market, but we remanipulate to take out these relative equal lows right here. And then we start displacing to the upside, and that's exactly what we're looking for. Alright guys, so if you guys are jumping into trades right at market open, this video should have taught you to wait until the 950 macro, because as you guys can see by the examples that I showed you and the information that I relayed to you, you can find some really, really good setups in the macro. So please start waiting till the 950 macro. I guarantee you guys will see a huge increase in your win rate and the quality of trades that you're taking, most importantly, right? Me waiting into the macro is how I'm generating these $1,000 days in the market. So yeah, guys, that is the 950 macro. If you guys do want to watch me trade live during the macro, guys, join the live streams inside my free Discord. It's completely free. I live stream 5 days a week, every single day at 9:15 a.m. Eastern. We do pre-market analysis. We trade together. It's always a good time, and you guys can see me actually execute this in real time, right? As well as if you guys do want to take that extra step to becoming a profitable trader and learning exactly how I trade in my exact system, I will link some free training in the description of this video as well. You can go ahead and check that out and see how I personally built my system and taught it to others so that they are getting great results. I just filmed 2 case studies with 2 students who got funded and paid out within 60 days of working with me. So if either of you guys are watching that, big shout out to you guys. Keep killing it. You guys are going absolutely crazy. We've been in the trenches, man, putting in work. So yeah, guys, if you guys want to check out my free training, that will be in the description of this video. That is the 950 macro. I appreciate all of you guys for tapping in. Leave a comment if you guys have any questions, and I will see you guys in the next one. Deuces.